we said that we're going to go overseas. And I used to joke for years that, like, I don't know if it's because of the Revolutionary War that, like, we're just going to give them crap football with the Jaguars. And then now the Jags are kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if all of a sudden, are we giving England, who we broke away from, if you know your American history, many moons ago, is this kind of a Boston Tea Party in reverse? Now I want to give you good football. But maybe the Jags aren't good after all.
Right.
And they're still cursed with bad football with the Jaguars.
Yeah, and look, no real adjustment on this game, too. This was 3 on the look-ahead last week. It's 3 now, pretty much across the board. Jaguars as favorites, so it's pretty much gone at 3 everywhere. The real adjustment here has been the total. It was, I think, 45.5 on the opener. Got as high as 46, now down to 43.5. Because Atlanta, if you look at what they did today, and it was really not much offensively. So, yes, not only the 6 points should make it obvious, but just going through here, Atlanta ran 65 plays from scrimmage, 183 net yards. Now, keep in mind, that includes 62 yards that were lost to sacks. Atlanta, Desmond Ridder was sacked 7 times today.
7 times.
So that's going to obviously change. Even if you add those 62 yards, it was still, I think, 245 yards, 65 plays. That still would be less than 4 yards a play. It ended up being 2.8 yards a play. Nobody got going because much has been made of, hey, this Ridder kid, maybe he's not ready, but, he's going to try to develop. We got some weapons around him. We've got a team that can actually run the ball with Robinson and Tyler Algier. Those guys, by the way, combined 17 carries, 45 yards today. Young receivers that you drafted in the first round, Kyle Pitts and Drake London, just never really could get anything going today, Atlanta. And you kind of felt like maybe they were running into a spot. The market certainly didn't, but they were running into a little bit of a tough spot. Good buy low for Detroit today. And Atlanta, they just got beat all over the place. And Detroit wasn't great, but Atlanta was just so anemic offensively.
I think if you said before the game today that the ATL will hold the Motor City Kitties to 20 on the fast track in Detroit, you'd say, I'll take that every time. Right? We're going to hold the Lions to 20 points at home on a fast track. I think the Lions, you go, we're going to, at least going to cover the number. And you don't even get close to covering the number and you lose by 14. Now you're going up against Jacksonville. And again, I don't know if the distance plays into it. Maybe it really will be a good thing for Jacksonville. I don't know what's happened. They really got lucky to cover week 1 against your Colts, by the way, as they won by 10, but knocking on the door of the 1 yard line, neither here nor there. But the point being is, they did not cover and lose at home in the following week against Kansas City when Kansas City's offense really was sputtering. And then this today, just a total dud against Houston. And so now I go, I don't know who the Jags are. So if I force you, Wes Reynolds, to back aside here, I'm forcing you, which of course you don't have to bet this game. And that's another thing. I'm probably going to stay away from this game because I just don't know which Jaguars team I can depend on. Which way would you go if you had to back aside?
I would lean to Jacksonville just because I think even though it was in garbage time, they got the offense going a little bit today after they were really shut down against Kansas City.
And sometimes that can carry over.
Yeah, and look, Jacksonville obviously is used to this trip as they make it regularly. Their owners, the Khan family, they own Fulham. Football club there in the English Premier League, so they're used to making this trip. So would lean Jaguars in this spot, but there are some concerns here, and I think that defense, it just hasn't improved. They didn't get any sacks on Stroud today. Keep in mind, he's still playing down a few starters on that offensive line, and they didn't get to him at all.
Wow.
And you got guys that you drafted in the first round that are supposed to be your pass rushers, and
they're not getting home.
Jacksonville's defense, because they've got one good guy in the secondary, and that's Tyson Campbell, who's a good cover corner, but the safeties can be had, and when you can just keep that defense on the field, and Houston was able to throw the ball pretty efficiently. C.J. Stroud 20 of 30 for 280. Didn't run the ball great, but did enough, and got up early when they got up 17-0. People started to sweat, but this was like never in doubt until Jacksonville, I believe, they did score the first 10 in the third quarter.
The kickoff.
And then the kickoff where they fumble and the fullback, the up back,
I mean, I get it on a squib kick, but on a real kick, for the up back to take. I mean, like, this is a complete team failure when your special teams plays like that, the defense and lack of a pass rush that's playing like you just outlined, and then that supposed great offense.
Yeah,
can't do anything against Houston. I mean, this is a complete team turmoil, at least today, for one day for Jacksonville. So to flip that script, again, maybe the best thing for them will be to get out of Duval for the week and see if you can kind of get some fresh air.
And I think part of this, too, has been Jacksonville is now the favorite. They're the team with the expectations, and they're not used to this, and that's why you're seeing them come up a little bit lame in these favorite roles early.
So far, not so good for Jacksonville this year as they are being hunted so far.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.